us get this show started. So, good afternoon, book lovers of the internet. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe because for every subscriber, I get a new subscriber. And I also read a page from a book of my choice. So, a couple of hours ago, I got back home from going to the library because I had to return some books and I borrowed some others. So I borrowed this one by Jeremy Strong called Trouble with Animals solely for the reason that there are penguins on the cover. Then I also borrowed How I Became a North Korean by Chris Lee. Not sure what this one is about yet, but the title intrigued me. Then I borrowed two graphic novels, one of which I will be reviewing today. The first one is called Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. Not sure what this one is about necessarily, but graphic novels. I mean, I couldn't really say no, and I discovered this section at my local library today, which I was very happy about. The next one is Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol, and this is the one I will be reviewing today. So I am aware that this is Booktubeathon Day 2, and I haven't yet read one of the books I said I would read in the challenge so far, but I am in a bit of a reading slump, and I thought a graphic novel would help make this a bit easier, and same thing with Chainsaw Man Volume 7. So this one I rated 3 out of 5 stars and it has about 220 pages. I found it to be very enjoyable but not particularly original. It didn't really blow my mind in any way. So yeah, as I mentioned, I borrowed this one from the library just this morning and I read it in one sitting. In fact, that is what I've been doing since I uploaded my video about Chainsaw Man Volume 7 earlier today. So yeah, I enjoyed it despite its simple nature. It has a rather powerful message with regard to how you should be careful not to fall into abandoned wells. So yeah, that is the biggest message I suppose that you can derive from this graphic novel. But there are some others. There are several other relevant points to take into account, which make this graphic novel very special, I suppose, and I'll be telling you about those in just a second. So yeah, this lovely graphic novel is about a girl called Anya who struggles to get along with people, is ashamed of her looks, and feels like an outsider. So she is originally Russian, but she lives in America, and I suppose it's hard for her to make friends for this reason and for the way she is raised at home and for how she lives with her family, which is completely different to tradition in America, I would say. So, yeah, on her way back home from school one day, she falls into an abandoned well and finds herself seated next to a skeleton and injures her arm as well. Um, so yeah, this is where the ghost emerges from. The ghost is called Emily, by the way, and at first Emily gives us the impression that she is a sweet ghost who suffered a lot before she died, and she tried to make us think that she was the victim in the situation when she was actually the aggressor. And Anya discovers this later on in the story. So yeah, at first Anya begins to think that she has found herself a friend, which is extremely ironic and I suppose very easy to understand, right? That it's literally a ghost which is also used to mirror her social life. But then the ghost turns evil and Anya finds herself and notices that her family is also in danger. So in many ways this is similar to Bill Cipher's strategy of taking over people and trying to take over the whole universe. But yet just makes it easier to understand how scary and powerful ghosts can be, and I often think that they are underrated in several ways. So I knew that the ghost was a red flag when it started to get mad at Anya for not following the orders she gave her to the letter. To be fair, Emily was giving Anya some very good advice. I mean, I do think that Emily does have more experience than Anya in certain fields, but Anya wasn't always the best of listeners. And yeah, the main point of the story, I suppose, is that one should never be afraid to show their true self, because otherwise looks tend to be deceiving. And to build upon this, right, one might never know what a person they are jealous of is going through, and passing judgment should not be an option in any situation. That is the main point, I suppose. just being judgmental for the sake of doing so, right? It shouldn't be an option in any case because you do not know what another person might be going through, even if you are jealous of them, and that always makes you the bad person. So just try to make the world a better place by not being a judgmental piece of shit, basically. I wouldn't say that it blew my mind, but it will resonate with me for a couple of days. I will be thinking of this experience of reading um, Anya's Ghost from time to time. So, yeah, Emily is finally taken care of, by the way. I mean, we finally get rid of her thanks to Anya. And she is, after all, a liar, a murderer, and a manipulative character. And one last thing I have to say about this is how perfect the title Anya's Ghost is when considering the implications. So, Anya's Ghost might refer to the ghost belonging to Anya, which is never the case. Then again, ghost might be a word used to replace friend, right? Company. And it's also a reflection of how there aren't any people to keep Anya company. And then, ghost can also be used in a way to show how Anya is traumatized by this experience and how her whole family is put in a situation which would have otherwise been very difficult to emerge alive from if it hadn't been for Anya's younger brother. And yeah, I mean, we still do not know what happened to Anya's mother. Hopefully, she's doing well despite her broken leg or something. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if there is a sequel to this, whether Anya and Emily will return in some other graphic novel by, of course, this lady Vera Brosgol. I've never read anything by her, but she has many graphic novels, and I am definitely interested to read some more of her work. So anyway, that is all I had to say about Anya's Ghost by Vera Brosgol. Thank you so much for listening to me speak my mind about this graphic novel. Let me know what you think if you have read it, and if you haven't already, let me know if you are interested in reading it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to let me know what you think of the video in the comment section. Check out the rest of my content, and as always, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully very, very soon. Bye, guys.